And like, I know it's quite cliche to say, like, your your network is your net worth. Like you hear that quite a bit, but how true is that? Right? Like I wouldn't have had either of those businesses if I hadn't spent some time joining some real estate groups, going to some meetups, talking to people, learning from other guys, learning from the challenges that they've had and the successes that they've had. And that network is something you can always fall back on. If your businesses fail, you can always go back to that network and ask, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I do this better? And these guys, everybody, people like to see people succeed and they will support you on that journey,
Right.
right? And yeah, if it wasn't for that network, like neither one of those businesses would have been successful.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Jonathan Beam, who's been making serious moves in real estate since 2016. Jonathan, welcome in, man. How you doing today?
Hey, good man. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, no, I got that wrong. 17 is when you got into real estate, so let me
2017. Yeah.
correct that.
Yeah.
2017. Well, I'm glad you're here today, man. I'm excited to dig more into your story of what you've created, some lessons you've learned that I think are really important for listeners to hear, so that one, anybody can do this. That was kind of one of the last things we left off with for joining in. So to kick it off, for folks who may not know you yet, what's your main focus right now? What markets you operate in?
Yeah, so I'm from the Niagara region of Ontario. For the American listeners, that's right across the border from Buffalo, New York. And so I got started just doing buy and holds with value add opportunities. So purchasing duplexes and fixing them up, purchasing single family homes and converting them to duplexes. I ended up with a commercial building that I rezoned residential and added some units to it, turned a rooming house into a triplex, like that type of thing, right? Over time, you're able to refinance your money out of it and continue on, right? The classic BRRRR strategy. So that's been what I've done historically. Moving forward, I'm looking into some more. I was just talking to Mike about this, but we're just looking into purchasing businesses as well.
Excellent, man. So, all right, that's where you're at today. How'd you get here? Take us back. What led you to where you are right now?
Yeah, so I always had an interest in real estate from little on. I remember talking to my parents when I was just a boy, and it's like, how much does this house cost? If you sold it, you'd get all that money. Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine having that much money in my bank account, right? So I was always had this drive, this interest in real estate and the value that it can provide in your life. So I guess I got started right after I got married. So my wife had a single family home up in St. Catharines. I had my place. She ended up moving in, so we had an extra house. And rather than selling it, we rented it out. And then 3 months later, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I started kind of trial by fire, just kind of learned a little bit and ended up buying a triplex and learned a lot that way, screening some tenants and doing some work there, some minor work. And then it wasn't very much longer later is when I bought that rooming house and did a triplex on my own conversion, like on my own time, did a triplex conversion. So yeah, it just kind of went from there. Got into some joint venture partners agreements and things like that. Had a fourplex in Niagara Falls that it was a bit of a horror story. I learned a lot on that one. It ended up burning down. A tenant burned it down, but so I learned a lot on that one. Yeah, it was. Anyways, it's real estate has been very good to me over the years, and there's a lot of things I've learned along the way for sure.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
What were you doing before you got into real estate?
So I'm a power line technician by trade.
Okay.
So yeah, build and maintain high voltage power lines. Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah.
that's my main focus there. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I love hearing how people got to real estate because it's a big world. It's a
Yeah.
huge umbrella and there's a lot of ways into it. And that's where like your main method you were talking about it is buy and hold, value adding and conversions. And that's awesome. That's what you're into. It's possible. You can really be creative in the industry. You can go find things that line up with what you're building. Now, you're buying businesses now. Have you built any other businesses out along the way?
I have, yeah. So it wasn't too long after I got into real estate, I found that I couldn't manage all my books myself. Like I was the classic real estate investor pulling up like spreadsheets and stuff. And it's like, it just took way too much of my time. So I was like, okay, I need to get a bookkeeper here. I'm not a bookkeeper. I don't know how to bookkeep. I need to get a bookkeeper rather than, going to, a bookkeeping company. There's, 1,000 of them around, and paying top dollar. I actually posted an ad. I posted just a job posting for a bookkeeper and did a bunch of interviews, picked someone up that had some experience, got her through all of my books, and then I started marketing her skills to people in my network. And I've got a fairly big real estate network, so I was able to market her out, and we built out a bookkeeping business with at one point we had 5 employees and hundreds of customers, hundreds of clients, and yeah, we did very well with that. And then it got to the point where her and I ended up parting ways, but we split that business, and she still does my books to these days. But I was able to give her a good boost along the path, and it created some value for me, created some value for her, and created some value for my clients. So that's what more can you want out of that?
Right. That's
Yeah.
like
So
the
right
essence
after
of
that,
vertical
I got into
integration.
general contracting as well. So but because I do value add opportunities, I had all the trades, right? I had electricians, I had plumbers, I had like drywall guys, painters, floor guys, like all that stuff. So whatever they weren't working on my projects, again, I would market them out to people within my network, and started doing unit turnovers and projects like that. Again, it was a way to keep my guys busy, make some money, and then when it came time for my projects, I knew I had the guys that were there, ready and willing, and able to do my work without waiting long lead times and paying big deposits to get the work.
It's one of the cool things about real estate is if you're like yourself, there's opportunities in each thing that you're doing. And the more you learn how to do, it just keeps qualifying you to do more. Like by naturally learning how to flip your own or convert your triplexes and duplexes, like by going through the process, it showed you something. Now you have all these people, and then okay, now how else can we do this? Because there's a lot of ways to solve that. Keep my guys busy in the downtime, and sometimes guys just buy deals at bad numbers to keep them busy. But you're buying them, or you're actually leveraging it into a whole different stream of revenue, which is
Yeah.
really
I mean,
helpful for the
why would you
up and
buy
down.
a bad deal? And yeah, okay, you can keep people busy, but if you're not making any money on it, what's your time worth, right?
Right.
Um, that's where I was like, again, I have that client list from the bookkeeping business and from my network. And I had that client list, and I would just reach out to the network. Hey, anybody got any projects going on? Anybody need help with this? I've got guys available. And I'd always, people would just reach out, and people would just keep coming back and coming back for more and for more. And again, before long, you're like, yeah, you're too busy. You have to start turning people away. Right. but it's one of those things that, like, yeah, you can keep the guys busy and you can make money at it. And on the general contracting side, there's no risk, right? If you structure it properly, there is no risk because you're getting your deposits up front. You have like some good contracts in place, and you're not buying a bad deal just to keep your guys busy. You're
Right.
making what you're guaranteed or almost guaranteed to make money on each and every project.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Right. You're piggybacking on someone else's deal. They already did that part. So it's like, okay,
That's
how
right.
can I connect in a different way? I have another friend who does that way. And it's brilliant. When he was telling me what he was doing, I was like, it's so smart, man. Like if you have that ability, and this is kind of going back to where we were talking about, anyone can do real estate. What I hear through each thing you've gone through, and now even the little bit we've talked about getting ready to buy a business, it's you're willing to do the little things, right? You're willing to look into your network and make phone calls to see, hey, does anybody need guys? Does anybody need guys? That little task is the difference. You were sharing a story beforehand where, and this isn't an uncommon one in real estate. I've heard it from others as well, where someone was some sort of addict and they one day just started knocking on doors saying, I'm gonna learn how to do this. And now their whole life is completely different. But the secret sauce is the action. It's
Absolutely.
will you actually do it? Will you go feel silly? Will you
Yeah.
go do what it takes to learn things, because you're going to expose yourself to a bunch of stuff you don't know, right? And it's nuts to me how much more we'll pick misery of feeling that way. I'll just be miserable and not have it than be miserable at least trying to get it, right? Like
Right.
it's which one would you rather do? Because man, one benefits you forever. One's taking everything from you. Like that action part of just getting it done. Each step counts. We all want to just wake up and check our bank account. But in the end, there's nobody out there who says that has a real number. Because why put a ceiling on it? I have a minimum number, but I don't have a top
Right.
one because
Yeah.
I'm not going to put a ceiling up there. I'm just
No.
looking down here. I'm going to raise my floor over and over and over
Yeah.
again and see what
100%.
happens. Like it's not
Yeah.
about, I'm not outrunning anything. I'm walking
No.
towards things. And to do that
Yeah.
requires you to, pace yourself, take those, realizing it is the little stuff. It's all
Yeah.
in the little things. That choice. I've been in sales a long time. I remember in insurance world, it was the choice to get out of the truck and walk into the business that was the most important one, right? Once
Sure.
you open the door and you're talking, you're in there now, but it's those little choices in the times where you could not do it. That
Yeah.
when you do, it changes everything. It's
Yeah.
literally what changes everything.
Yeah, exactly. And like I know it's quite cliche to say, like, your your network is your net worth. Like you hear that quite a bit. But how true is that? Right? Like I wouldn't have had either of those businesses if I hadn't spent some time joining some real estate groups, going to some meetups, talking to people, learning from other guys, learning from the challenges that they've had and the successes that they've had. And that network is something you can always fall back on. If your businesses fail, you can always go back to that network and ask, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I do this better? And these guys, people like to see people succeed and they will support you on that journey,
Right.
right? And yeah, if it wasn't for that network, like neither one of those businesses would have been successful because I would have had nobody to reach out to. Maybe I could have advertised, maybe I could have picked up clients that way. And I'm not saying that I couldn't have. It's just that having that network is like a massive boost to get you started in the right direction.
It's a cliche for a reason.
Yeah.
That's the reality. It's a
Yeah.
cliche for a reason. It's one of the biggest things my mentor talks about is who are you putting in your phone, man? Who are you talking to? Who are you actually out there with? Because when life does all the things it does, right? That network you create, it's great for business. It's great for other things too. Like it's great for the all around experience that we all have. Because if you're somebody that's going to go after this, you're choosing to be a high level performer. That's what you are. You're putting yourself
Mhm.
in that world. That's what people in that world respond to. That's why they're so willing to talk to people. Like you're saying, get out there and go to the meetups, ask questions. The successful ones will tell you what they did, right?
Yeah.
If you don't put any action behind it, they'll stop talking to you eventually because they'll know. But it's not because
Right.
it's because you're not asking. It's not because they won't tell you. And
That's right.
it's getting out of that comfort zone of just, you have not because you ask not. That's it's really just that
Right.
simple, and no one's going to give it to you. No one's as much as you want them to just walk in the room, be like, "Oh, that guy looks interesting. Here's all my secrets." That's
Yeah.
not that's
Yeah.
not how it works. You got to come
No.
in there and talk to people, be a part of it.
Yeah.
And that's where I think having a long game mindset in real estate is the most powerful, especially up front. Think about doing this for the long haul. You're not in a
Yeah.
race, you're not in a sprint.
Right.
Knowing, I try to encourage people, education is step 1. Offers are
Yeah.
step 10. There's a lot
Yeah.
of steps between you and
Yeah.
offers. Spend plenty of
100%.
time in the education phase, meeting people like you're talking about. Because like you said, when it's done right, business comes from it.
Yeah.
Businesses come from it,
That's right.
right? It's
Yeah.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
People respond too. Like if you walk into a networking event or really any event and you have something to sell, people know that. But if you're there for value, to get value and to provide value, people respond to that, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's how you approach these things, right? Like I know networking can kind of sound a bit like greasy or grind, like whatever, however you want to describe it. But if you come into it with the right mindset, you're there to provide value. They're there to share what you know and also learn from everybody else and just make some friends while you're doing it. Like, you can't go wrong with that, right? And people
Right.
respond to that.
They do. They do. I like the quote, your vibe attracts your tribe. Like
Yeah.
you just go there and be yourself, and that just be you. You'll attract the people you want. You know what you're trying to do. And when you show up there with that mentality to get, everybody knows we all need something. It's not a mystery. What do you
Yeah.
have to give though? What are you willing
Yeah.
to share? And that's where it's easy if you're new or if you don't know much I don't know anything, feel like you don't have a point of view. But what I love about real estate is it rewards life experience. It
Sure.
is one of the things where, because you're dealing with the base thing we all deal with, the more you've been through in life, it's kind of the more valuable it is. The way you can
Yeah.
relate to people, the way you can
Mhm.
understand. So when you go into those, it's not about you. If you can realize that, it's a superpower. It's not about you. It's about
That's
the
right.
person in front of you. What do they have?
Yeah. Yeah, it's relationship based, like, and everything is relationship based, right? But like right from the people you're talking to at like, potential client meeting, potential investor meeting, right down to your tenants and your contractors, it's all relationship based. Um, and to be honest, I've never seen people more sensitive to that than contractors, right? If you don't have a good relationship with your contractor, you're gonna get screwed. Like,
Right.
if you treat your contractor bad, they will not be happy and they will not, it kind of, that's what I've learned dealing with contractors over the years.
Interesting.
It's all relationship based. And the same way with tenants too. Like if a tenant calls you, it's like, hey, like, my faucet's leaking, I got this problem, and you ignore them and you don't take care of it, are they going to take care of your apartment? They might, but like they're not going to have the same outlook as what they did if if you have a good relationship with them, right? It's
Right.
everything is relationship based.
It is. Agreed, man. Real estate's a relationship game. It is. We say a lot, it's a team sport.
Yeah,
There's literally nothing you can do alone in it for the most part.
yeah,
You need an attorney to close it, or a title company. You're going to need a lender. There's so
yeah,
many different people that you got to interact with.
right,
And when you can do that in a way where you are benefiting everybody in a sense
yeah,
where you're and just the way that you're being. It's one of the
yeah,
reasons I love Muhammad Ali in a way, man, where he talked about judging people by how they treated people who served him. I had a conversation with an Olympic boxer trained by his trainer, and we were talking about this. and how it impacted him. And I was like, man, it had a big impact on me too, because it's very interesting. It just made me start watching it from a young age of how people treat people. And
Yeah.
it's really not hard to treat somebody well. It's
No.
really not hard to have a little patience, to have a little empathy, to create a little space like for them to
Yeah.
do their thing.
Yeah.
If you just pay attention to it, right? Like we all
Right.
want what we want, but when you do that, there's a quote, no one cares what you know until they know you care. That first, lead with that
Yeah.
part, be
Yeah.
there's a million quotes about it, but it's as simple as, and I hope that takes pressure off of someone that's listening to this and goes to an event. You may feel nervous walking in, but it's not about you. And if it's just a bunch of people talking about how many deals they do, walk out, wrong room.
Yeah. Right.
You're
Right.
looking for a
Yeah.
room where they're talking about the process. They're talking about the good things and the bad things. You'll get the vibe really quick on who, I call them deal bros, and who like real estate professionals are,
Yeah.
and be in those rooms. Go find it. There's no reason to feel less than or anything. Because one thing I want to talk about real quick before we sign off is those actions that led you to renting out your wife's old house, to the creating the conversions, to starting other businesses, and to now buying businesses. Would you say they're in a sense the same? Have you really changed any of the things that you're doing, or are you more just doing them in new places?
100%, man. Yeah, I haven't changed much. I mean, I've evolved over time, right? Like, you
Right.
learn a lot along the way, you refine processes, but, evaluating a business and evaluating a real estate deal, essentially the same. There's more things to look at in a business, but essentially it's like your income coming in, your expenses going out. Does a cash flow at the end of the month, right? Like
Right.
it's the same thing that way. I'm doing it differently, but it's the same process for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
same math problem, different
Yeah.
people problem is really
Exactly.
it's really
Yeah.
the separator. And
100%, man. Yeah.
it's and it just shows you it works everywhere. Like the
Yeah.
same skill
Yeah.
set once
And
you develop it.
exactly. Yeah. And that business experience too, it just made, to me, it's almost like personal development. As you get better personally or better in your business, you become better personally just because, it's those soft skills that you develop along the way, like the grit, the determination, the stick with it, like never give up. Like all of those attitudes that bring to your real estate deals and your business deals makes you a better person, makes you a better person at home with your family as well.
Right.
Yeah, just patience with your clients, patience with your kids, patience with your tenants. It's when things don't go right, it's conflict resolution. Like all of these things make you a better person, and you can take that however and wherever you want.
Love that, man. You zoomed out a little bit and saw it. Thanks for pointing that out, because it's life is literally practice for life. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
what you're going through. Each
right.
situation we go through as a human is designed to help us get better at being human, in my
Yeah,
opinion. And
exactly.
your career is a powerful one to do it. It's why it's so important that you choose things that you like to change for, right? That's it. Like we don't like change naturally as humans. It's uncomfortable, but participating in things that you want, you're okay with it. You're going through that process. It's like parenting. Parenting is another one for me that was a huge personal
Yeah,
development
yeah,
grower, because I've never seen a bigger mirror in my life ever.
yeah.
Like it
I
is all
know.
about like, whoa, okay, hold
Yeah,
on. I got to
I
understand why
know.
I'm doing this. You want to talk about
Yeah, I
soft
got 2
skills?
young kids, man. I know all about it. Yeah, I know all about it.
It,
Sometimes they see my son and myself, like, "Oh, I do that." And now I see how frustrating that can be. Yeah, yeah,
I remember that experience, man. Oh my
yeah,
God. When you realize they're getting onto the kid, but you're like, wait a second, I do that same thing.
yeah,
Hold on. Hold on.
yeah, yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
But again, it just lines up with, if living well is taking
yeah,
action,
yeah,
creating that dedication, and doing it towards something that's worth going there for, right?
yeah.
That's everything. And you're allowed to adjust along the way. So, man, Jonathan, I could go deep in that subject for a long time, but I appreciate
I
you being
know.
here. Thank you for sharing your story, your perspective. I appreciate how you go about your business, how you think about it, just what you're building, man. Great job there. So thank you so much. For folks that are listening in who'd want to follow along with you, keep track of what you got going on, what's the best way for them to find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, I'm on all the socials, but yeah, Instagram is probably the best way, at Beam Property Partners. I'm sure there's a link in the show notes. My website is also beampropertypartners.com. Yeah, there's, yeah, you can reach out to me via that. And yeah, you can, if you have any questions or concerns, I don't mind just even having a chat and seeing where you're at and seeing if there's anything that I can help with.
Excellent, man. I appreciate that. If you're listening out there watching, check the show notes. We'll have Jonathan's links there. Follow along with him, man. I always say it. Follow along with the professionals that we bring on. There's a reason they're doing well. And again, Jonathan, thanks for being here. Thanks everybody for watching. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We appreciate every single one of you that follows along. If y'all got value out of today's episode, like this episode, share it with someone else you think get value out of it as well. Until next time, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.